Could this be an alien invasion? Let's watch.
Jim, thanks for coming on. It's aliens, right?
Thanks, Andrew. Well, no, it's not. But it is a super interesting object.
So I think we should keep our eyes open and not assume anything, because it could be a black swan event where something that looks natural at first ends up being like a Trojan horse, and because the implications are so huge for humanity, we must consider it seriously.
And you just put an article at it, like literally just posted a few minutes ago. I wonder, the last line of this article you write, 3i Atlas will get closest to Earth on December 19th, 2025.
My question here is, will people assume that this is a religious event when something may happen around Christmas?
Here's hoping that by then we will know more about our dating partner in this interstellar blind date. Are you the only person? Are there other people who are sharing your concern about what this object is and about the possibility that it could be something that is not natural?
Oh, definitely. There is a huge amount of interest. I was just invited to Washington, D.C. to speak with Congress people and others. I'm speaking with Joe Rogan in a couple of days on his podcast. There is a lot of people who really want to learn more about it. There is also misinformation, of course, but the beauty of science is that we should be guided by data. And this is an excellent opportunity also to attract young people to science, because it's exciting. And the implications of the findings that we will have in the coming months could be very significant.
I believe you mentioned it there. This is the only the third object, I believe, that humans have discovered that is believed to have originated outside of our solar system. Do you expect to see more objects like this?
Yeah, it's absolutely possible, and it's a great example of taxpayers, NASA funded. This was discovered from a NASA funded global telescope observing program. We're out there looking for the kinds of objects that could pose a hazard to the Earth. This one is not going to pose a hazard to the Earth, but there's tens of thousands of asteroids in our own solar system that make close passes by our planet, and we rely on NASA and the funding for NASA and the astronomers that work for NASA to keep an eye on these things, to track them, and to allow us to have an early warning if any of them are on bad trajectories.
It's great to have you back, Dr. Loeb. So at this point, there's worldwide interest in this thing, and NASA still hasn't released the photos.
Do people really believe that NASA will release photos of an alien invasion or even an alien ship? I mean, think about it. If they did that, you know how many people would probably go crazy? It would cause so much panic, it would be unreal.
How is that possible?
Well, either NASA is not functional, or there is a reason for that. And it's really unfortunate, because that should have been the sharpest image we've got of this object. With a pixel resolution of 30 kilometers. It was taken on October 2nd, 2025, and here we are, haven't seen it yet. The best picture we have so far is from the Hubble Space Telescope, 3 times worse in resolution. And what we noticed from the Hubble Space Telescope is there is a glow extending from the object towards the sun. This was confirmed in an image that was released just yesterday from a ground-based telescope. And it's very puzzling, because this extension of the object towards the sun is 10 times longer than it is wide.
It's not like nobody is working at NASA because the government has been shut down for the past couple of weeks. So I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Do you think it's suspicious that NASA hasn't made an effort to put these photos out there?
Like I said, NASA wouldn't put photos out for the public to see if there was a possibility of an alien invasion, or even a mothership, or even a ship for that matter. NASA's too smart for that. They know that they can probably get in a lot of trouble from the government. All that hysteria, all that craziness, people would just panic.
It's strange because the principal investigator of this camera called HiRISE on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is not affiliated with NASA. He is at the University of Arizona, and obviously they can still analyze the data and release it scientifically. There is no need for a press release.
This comet's really cool because it does have that tail from the sun's radiation blasting it, but it also has a forward-facing tail.
If the sun is here and the comet is here, the sun sends the solar wind to the comet, the tail goes behind the comet. Guess what? This comet is at the reverse side.
But is it nature or something else? We're going to find out soon.
Okay, so it's going to be a few weeks before 3i Atlas comes back into view. Right now, it is hidden behind the sun. And even during its closest approach, Earth-based telescopes are not going to be able to see it. What's worse, the images that NASA captured right before all this, well, we haven't seen those because of possibly the government shutdown. But our next guest has done more math, more calculating on every aspect of 3i Atlas than anyone I know. He is writing right now that if 3i Atlas is alien tech, this will be the make or break moment. The one and only Avi Loeb joins us now. He is head of the Galileo Project, founding director of Harvard's Black Hole Initiative. Professor, welcome back. So starting with these new images, what's going on with the tail? Is this now just a normal comet off-gassing, or, as at least one of your colleagues has suggested, is this thrust from some sort of alien tech that's like maybe stepping on the brakes a little bit? What do you think?
Well, thanks for having me. We don't know the answer to that, and we better observe it, because aside from the anti-tail turning to a tail, which could have a natural origin, I actually wrote 2 scientific papers trying to explain it, but it's not a simple explanation, because we don't know if there is dust at all around this object. But even more alarming, it's its size, the fact that it's at least 1,000, maybe up to 1,000,000 times more massive than previous interstellar objects, the first and second ones. And so we have to monitor it. And gladly, yesterday we had an announcement by the International Asteroid Warning Network that will establish a campaign coordinating observations from all around the globe in trying to get as much data as possible about the motion of this object, because as it gets close to the sun, actually a week from now, on October 29th, it will be at a distance of 203 million kilometers from the sun. That is the best point to have a maneuver, to use an engine that would either give a thrust to the object in the direction of its motion, in which case it will gain kinetic energy, or do the reverse, in which case the object would break and perhaps even release some mini probes towards the planets if it's technological. The European Space Agency already released their data, which was much worse quality. Because, that's the way things are in science. You make the data available to other scientists so they can look into it.
Okay, so ESA, what you're saying, ESA, the European Space Agency, they released the images that we're now showing you, but NASA has not, and NASA's got their hands on the best imagery of whatever this thing is. So, Dr. Loeb, you get the conspiracy theory that's now developing. If this thing is a comet, maybe NASA, or if this thing is an alien spacecraft, maybe NASA is deliberately covering that up by not releasing those photos. You see that, right?
That's the best way of causing hysteria, is by hiding the truth. And if NASA or any other scientist has proof of what this could be, asteroid or alien ship, they should at least let the people know that there is something out there. They may not have to say what it is, but they could acknowledge what they have seen, They could say something to let people know, hey, this does exist. It's not all in your mind. NASA, maybe they are doing it because, the shutdown, or maybe they're just hiding it because they know that it could cause hysteria. But either way, they should let people know that there is something out there. Yes, we see it. Yes, we're looking into it. But right now, we can't tell you what it is.
Well, that's one possibility. It's also possible they are not competent or they don't want to do the work while they are in shutdown. I'm not sure what the actual reason is, but we should be guided by data, and I very much look forward to them releasing it so we can analyze it, because the previous data was already very anomalous. There are 8 anomalies of this object that we cannot fully understand, and if it happens not to be a comet but something else, we should know about it. The White House should know about it.
Yeah, we should all know about it.
And it's a reminder that the work that NASA does in so-called planetary defense is an important thing to do, because these asteroids and comets sometimes hit the planets. We can see the battered surface of the moon nearby. We can see that on our own planet there's a couple of 100 impact craters that are still preserved on our surface. The Earth has been hit in the past, will be hit in the future, and so let's keep track. Let's monitor. Let's discover the things out there that could be hazards to us. They say that, Andrew, that dinosaurs might still be around if they had a space program, and they're not. But we have a great space program, so let's preserve it. Let's fund it well, and let's keep track of these.
Yeah, thankfully we do.
Yeah, and this thing could land on Earth in early 2026. Is that accurate? If it wanted to?
It could, yeah. It could do a maneuver when it's closest to the sun. It could release probes that will visit us. And it's just like some visitor in our backyard that could enter through the front door, and you want to figure out what the intent is. And it's just a matter of curiosity, but also concern about the future of humanity. So I really hope that we will change the way we deal with such interstellar objects in the future.
Only the third time we've discovered an asteroid or a comet coming from outside our solar system. So it's not a threat to the Earth, but it's certainly representative of the kinds of so-called small bodies that are out there that could pose a threat to the Earth.
Yesterday, the International Asteroid Warning organization network decided to have a campaign starting on November 27th until January 27th, where it will coordinate using all the assets we have on Earth and in space to get as much data as possible about this mysterious object. And, that would be a great blessing, irrespective of whether it's natural or technological. But if it happens to do a maneuver when it comes close to the sun, the way spacecraft do, using gravitational assist from the sun, that would definitely affect the markets, the financial markets, and politics on Earth.
Why? Because everybody will suddenly feel like, we've just been invaded? I mean, because if it does a maneuver around the sun, that would show it's not a natural object, right?
Yes, it will be a technological signature, but it could be also a mothership that releases mini probes that maneuver.
Thank you all for stopping by and checking out the reaction video. If you believe that it could be an alien invasion or an asteroid, please comment below and let me know. Well, I guess we will all see soon enough. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.